Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. This topic, I love this topic. Most people don't know this, but my last name is Friedman, which in German, and my background is, I'm a Hungarian Jew by background, but my father's side migrated from Germany to Hungary, and the German name Friedman means man of peace. So here's the topic: what brings peace in marriage besides Paul Friedman? And it's an interesting topic, and usually we get this question from men, believe it or not. Now, you may be a woman and you're asking the same question. That's fine. I just think it's interesting that usually men ask this question. By the way, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I used to be a divorce mediator, so trust me, I've seen where there is no harmony whatsoever. And I've had to bring peace to the couple so that they could agree to ending their marriage. Now, I don't want anyone to end their marriage. It's very rare that a marriage should end. But we're not taught how to be married. We're not taught about ourselves. There's so much missing in the how to live category of life. So this question is asked by men because men are more simple than women. They really are. Now, if you're about to say, oh, what a misogynist to point out a difference between men and women, I say to you, don't worry about it. It happens to be true. There's lots of differences between men and women. Women, because they're tied more to their heart, they're unfortunately also tied more to their emotions. Where men are more, I used to say, if you look inside of a man's brain, you'll see straight lines, circles, geometric shapes. And if you look inside a woman's mind, you'll see a pot of boiling spaghetti with all the emotions just moving around. And from all of my experience speaking to both men and women, I could tell you that this seems to be the case. Women are bouncing around with their emotions and freaking out oftentimes when there's trouble in their marriage, where men are just going, how do I get it calmed down? How do I get it? Because men are simple. Men are simple. Typically, not universal, of course, but typically. And so that's why men ask, how do I make it peaceful? So I'm going to give you tips. And this is really directed, our courses are separated. Are you a subscriber? You should be. Our courses are separated by men and by women, because you learn differently, you see things differently, you hear things, you feel things, you reason things out differently. It's different. So men want to know, how do I bring peace? I'm going nuts. And I'm going to give you some simple ways. And of course, it's going to work for you as a woman too. Number one, stop arguing and listen instead. Okay, what happens is, everyone goes, I didn't start the argument, but I had to say something. Well, news. You didn't start the argument, but you don't have to say something. What you do have to do, if there's a have to here, is you have to listen. When your wife or your husband is speaking to you, you don't have to react. What's happening when you react is you're turning your life, yourself, which is a soul. You're essentially a soul who has a body and a mind. And you're turning yourself, which is peace itself, because the soul is peace, joy, love, wisdom. You're turning it over to your mind's reactions. Instinctive reactions for the most part. Habitual reactions. Why? Why should you do that? We only do it because no one ever told us we don't have to. It's one of the sad realities is that we are not taught, quote unquote, how to live. So usually when someone says something to you, there's this need that you have, almost everybody, to react immediately, to not just let it sit, to not think about it, to not even say, if you're really pressed, you could say, you know what, let me think about that. Instead, people react. And usually, because of, and I'm not going to get into how it all works, but because of the drive to survive, self-preservation, which starts in the body, we become defensive. We are protecting ourselves. Our filters are hearing things that upset our equilibrium a little bit. Okay? So your husband or your wife says something, and boom, you say something back. And then their defenses come up, and then they say something back. All you need to do is stop. Just stop. Smile. Listen. They're going to go on. Listen. Try and hear. Don't just listen. Try and find what they're saying, its usefulness to you, or out of love, why it's useful and important to them. Don't comment. Never. Never. You don't have to. It doesn't help anything. You're not here to solve in your marriage. You're not here in your marriage to solve world problems. You're not here in your marriage to solve any problems. You're here in your marriage to love your spouse. And if that's all that you're doing, regardless of how they're behaving with you, if you've decided, I am not going to try to change them, I am not going to react to them and let them know how I feel and let them know how that's crazy, none of that. I'm going to just love them. If that becomes your position in life, because your whole marriage is your life, you will soon see peace in your marriage. And I promise you that. I've been doing this for a long time. Hopefully you're a subscriber, because you need to learn these things. We're not taught how to be married in this world. Where have you learned? You know, when you drive in a car, you learn how to drive, not just in the beginning when you learn how to drive, but you're driving with a gazillion other drivers, and you watch how they drive, and you see the idiots and you see the wise, and you can tell the difference. But in our world, everyone's in trouble in their marriage. Just about everyone is having a tough time. Over 50% are getting a divorce. People are saying less people are getting a divorce. Sure, they're not getting married. We're not taught how. That's why we're here at the Marriage Foundation. And if you want to become, if you've been following for a while and you want to become a TMF trained and certified marriage counselor, it's going to be very cool. Then sign up. Go to the landing page and sign up, because we want you. We're going to be building a huge team of marriage counselors. It's going to be amazing. So that's it. Like this video, leave a comment if you want to. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. We are here to serve you. If you have a question and you want to ask a question, you may. Just go to the website and ask a question, and that's a free service. So are these videos. They're great. You should be watching these videos. And so are the articles. They're great. Everything is here to help you understand marriage better, so you can have a great marriage. It's the only kind of marriage that should exist. Okay, I'm so glad you visited. God bless you. Thank you, and take care. Take care.